morning, everyone. It is Amy, one of the co-founders of the 7 Effect. So fix up my hair here, and I'm coming to you live this morning from Renovation Central. So it is all happening. You can see though the wavy walls are staying, but they will be painted white. The ceiling has already been painted a first coat of white, and it's already made such a huge difference. But I will quickly show. I wonder if I can flip the screen. The kitchen is in, minus all of my crap that's here on the bench. But so we've got the kitchen in. Obviously it doesn't look as wonderful without having the splashback done yet and missing the dishwasher and the oven, but that has been done, so they're out here to go in. I'm also meeting somebody because I've managed to sell the old oven, which has gone back into the renovation budget, which is fantastic, so keep everything you have. Hi Lee, how you doing? And you can see here, so the bathroom, it just needs to be grouted. There's no light in here yet, but you can see here, so the tiles, and if you'd seen it before, to look at it now, it's ridiculously different. It was pretty old and pretty grubby and pretty crap before. We've got fans in all of the rooms. We've been putting, I wonder if there's, you can sort of see, I'm not sure if you can see quite clearly, but you can see there around the fan the colour of what the ceiling was like before the nice white paint has been painted. So that's all up there, which is pretty cool. Thanks, Lee. Yes, it's all happening. I actually can't wait to show everybody the real before and after. I'll turn this around now. Just sitting on the little corner window in the main bedroom here. I may get a knock on the door because I've got someone that was wandering around the place, one of the handyman that I'm just going to come in and get to do just those last little minute jobs. You know, I do like to do a lot of things myself, but there's then a lot of things that I would rather get experts in that know what they're doing. So especially putting up things in the bathroom when they're going to be drilling through tiles, holes in tiles and things. I'm really nervous about then, you know, cracking and breaking a whole tile after that's happened. So how's everyone's morning going? It's beautiful. It's actually a beautiful day in Adelaide to sort of look out and hear and have a look. But yeah, I've got obviously a busy day ahead. I've actually got some coaching this afternoon with Katrina, who's in our Lifestyle Business Builder program. Now, we don't normally do our work on a Saturday, but because I've been so flat out with this renovation, I've pushed her into doing a Saturday, which works well then for both of us as well. So that's pretty exciting to have that this afternoon. But today, I just wanted to quickly jump in and share. I mean, you know, we're making this a regular habit and looking to get, so every Saturday morning at 10 o'clock, Jodie and I, when we are in the same place at the same time, we'll be coming obviously to you live, the two of us, but we do tag team a bit. So Jodie's got her yoga studies this morning, and I'm down here at the Reno, so I'm jumping in from here. But every Saturday morning, we'll jump in live. We just want to share any lessons and learnings and things that we've had throughout the week, all around life, leadership and lifestyle business. If though there's people that you would love us to try to arrange a interview with and grab on this Saturday morning session, hey Steph, how you doing? Then please comment below or send us a message or anything like that. You know, if there's somebody that it's like, oh, I would love you to just, you know, talk to this person about this, or, you know, we've had Vesna, one of the personal stylists, so Jodie chatted with her the other week, and Vesna has been just a great support of the 7 Effect over the years. She's, we did some work with her with some coaching, and she did some work on us around style, just our colouring and things like that, which was just really amazing just to know what sort of style suits your body shape and your colourings, which was really, it's always the way. Navy apparently isn't my colour, and of course then all I could see was navy all over the place, and all the navy stuff looked amazing, so so that was a bit annoying. But I can break it up, so I can break it up with like a gold necklace or something like that. It's keeping the colour separated from your face. That's, you know, there you go. That's one of the great tips that I learned from Vesna. So you can still wear those sorts of colours, but separate it with a like a gold necklace or a chunk, and having that. So that's a little tip there. But we've got some other people. I've also chatting with Karen from Quisk. So Karen, I am locking you in for a Saturday morning live. She's going to do actually one of our coaching calls that we've got with our lifestyle business builders. So she's actually she's a LinkedIn expert. So I'm going to get her in on one of these Saturday morning calls because she's got her own business. She's a working mum here in Adelaide, and they've got their own business around, they do websites and LinkedIn, and she actually comes from a training background as well. So if there are people that you would just love us to see if we can wrangle for a Saturday morning interview, then please do so. Please share in the comments and join in what everyone's doing this Saturday. I'm here at the renovation. So hey Jack, how you doing? Jack, I know you've got something else on the go at the moment, don't you, with a renovation? I've been working with Naomi, who was one of the original 7 Effect Goals Club members. So she was actually originally part of that group as well, and she just does amazing. She's taken, doing renovations and having that then as a business. So a lot of the renovate for sale type stuff. So if you're looking to put your property on the market and need to just get some work done to it, she's fantastic to work with, and just knows all the tricks of the trade and what to do where and when. I've learned so much just from this build already, and what happens when and how, and all of my questions. I guess as well, that's probably one of my big things, is never be afraid to ask. And even if it starts out with, I know this is a bit of a stupid question, but how do you hook that up after the kitchen's been put in, and how does this work? And I've got a friend who's the electrician for us here down at Glenelg, and he's like, don't worry, Ames, this is just what I do. So I'm trusting in the process of, this is what he does, even though some things, now I see the kitchen that's in it all makes sense with the cords being pulled through and stuff like that. But yeah, it's pretty amazing to learn. But one of the really massive lessons that I've learned, I guess, in all areas is, I wrote a blog actually this week. So an email went out to our database on Friday with a link to the blog. So if you do want to check it out, it's at the7effect.com. And I was talking about that Peter Brock quote, bite off more than you can chew and then chew like hell. That actually probably has been my life motto since I can remember. When I was in high school, at any given moment, I probably had about 4 to 5 different jobs. I was at the Jewelers, I was at Red Rooster, we had a Red Rooster, I was working at the surf shop, I was babysitting, I think I mentioned the jewelry shop, what else is there? The ice cream shop. There was several different jobs that I would do throughout high school, and I just, working hard actually became sort of one of my ethos, but and saying yes, it just sort of kept going. So of course, as I've grown up, one of my big things is actually learning to say no, and not filling my cup too much without making time for myself. So that's actually been conditioning that I've had to work through. But I've always bitten off, I guess, more than I can chew when it comes to finishing my course and studying, and the opportunity came to move overseas or to join the workforce. I decided, well, I won't just sort of, get a job here in Australia. I'll move to the US and let's do it over there. So I moved over to the US I think I was there for almost 2 years. September 11th actually happened while I was there, while my visa was being processed, and that did not go down well. No visas were being processed. So I had to return home. So I got home, and as well, it was like, well, I could stay in places I know, sort of Adelaide or the Northern Territory, but I thought, well, I haven't lived in Perth and I haven't lived in Brisbane. Had a girlfriend in Brisbane, so I thought, well, great, let's move to Brisbane. So then there was the big move to Brisbane. In terms of looking at, the property stuff, especially this reno, it was like, well, I could just paint the place and, furnish it up a bit and maybe do the floors, but let's paint it, let's do the floors, let's put a new kitchen in, let's put a new bathroom, get the whole bathroom done and put that in, all new window dressings, the whole shebang. So let's just do it and make it work. And a big lesson that I've learned though this month is a lot of the time when I do these things, it takes up more time than I envisage or expect. So I had 3 big goals, which was actually for the month of March, which was to start the reno. So that's obviously going to continue now into April, and we'll be finished definitely sort of probably towards the end of the month. Finish my diploma of modern psychology course submissions that I need to do, and get our tax submitted. I've got one thing underway. The renovation had started, and I really didn't anticipate how much physically and mentally that was going to take up. Just coordinating everything and getting things locked in and getting people in for quotes. I did the demolishing myself, so I demolished the kitchen and the bathroom myself, so that took a long time. All of the carpets up, but Naomi I did rope in, and she helped with a couple of the rooms of ripping out the carpet, which was brilliant, and then moved that away. But then it was obviously, it's up 2 flights of stairs, this little unit, so it was back and forth, up and down the stairs to get everything into the trailer to go to the dump. So there was all of those sorts of things and coordinating all of that. So there were lots of moving parts, and it's always the way I find it's always the way when I start something new out of my comfort zone, there is that kind of, a lot of those anxious, oh my goodness, type feelings. And it's a bit of anxiety and stress that comes with it, but for me, I think what that is actually when I'm stretching myself out of my comfort zone. So I do recognise that when that's happening, it's because, or most likely, because I'm actually stretching myself out of my comfort zone. So working through things like that, I know that it's all for the better because I'm growing and I'm learning. Oh, Steph, my unit renovation is a bit of a metaphor for your life right now. Oh, you'll have to share what you mean by that. Just that everything's going on. Hey Marie, how you doing? So that was actually a really big wake-up call for me, is that there's a lot more to it. There's a lot more moving parts, so not just physically but also mentally to get things done. And I found then juggling that with the 7 Effect work and having a lot of client work, actually just this month in particular. So I've got some new coaching clients with one of our corporate partners that we work with. So there's actually about 10 coaching clients that I've got now each month over the next 3 months, which is, I love it and it's awesome. But yeah, there's then lots of things as part of that, because you've got 10 people who you want to succeed and become effective leaders, and working with them. So that takes up a fair bit of headspace as well. So I shared in the blog, it was actually really interesting though as well, in our Lifestyle Business Builders, we had our weekly group coaching call this week, which was Thursday night, and I just finished writing the blog, and it was really interesting actually how so many different things that I'd just written about, or that's the way it works with your RAS system, you're suddenly picking up things that connect the dots, that I'd written about, and I talked about biting off more than you can chew, and not that you want to do it where it's unsustainable, but also just recognising that it is things that are making you step out of your comfort zone, so embrace them and take them on board and make that happen. But I've got some steps on there, or 7 steps. There's always 7 steps. So I've got the 7 steps to help you keep things moving and get through there. And I probably won't be able to remember all of them. But I really talked about one of the big things for me is actually reframing my thoughts around things. If I keep telling myself I'm running out of time, or I'm so busy, or I'm so stressed, or oh my goodness, this and that, that is what's going to happen. That's what I'm gonna put forward, and that's what I'm gonna envisage, and I will always run out of time. When I've actually reframed my thoughts around things like that, where I've actually said, you know what, I've got all the time in the world to get what I need to get done. It's amazing how suddenly I have so much more time and get so much more things done. So I have that as well. I think I've got someone coming in a minute to do some quoting for me, so I will have to jump off the line. But you can head over onto the blog. Lots of things as well. That common saying: if you're going to eat a frog, if you're going to eat an elephant, eat that frog is your time management one. If you're going to eat an elephant, how would you do it? And that's one piece at a time. So I talk about getting really clear on having your key goals or your key objectives, and then really breaking them down, because we can build things up bigger than they actually are. Suddenly things become bigger than men hurt, but when you do break them down and start chipping away at them, it's like, oh, actually this is so breaking things down, really focusing on what matters, what's important, focusing on what you need to do rather than what you want to do. So keeping really clear on that and what the end result is. So for me, my massive goal is financial freedom. And I know that this 4 or 5 weeks or 6 weeks it may be of this renovation, there's a lot going on. It's stressful, I'm anxious, I'm running all around the place. And it's taking up a lot of my time and energy, but I know it's getting me to my bigger picture goal, which is financial freedom, and looking at actually making more money off the investments that hubby and I have already got. So doing things like that. So I will leave you with that. I've got to jump off the video now because I'm actually meeting someone here. So please comment below if you've got anybody that you would like to. And you'll see my 7 steps to help keep you moving through these times of where you've bitten off more than you can chew, or craziness or busyness and things that you've got going on. And I'll go get the builder. I'm going to walk down here.